Docker backup and restore. So we'll cover this Docker backup and restore. Here, what we will do is we'll pull an HTTPD image. Okay, that is, we'll run a container using HTTPD image. Okay, so by default, it will give this page. It works, right? Then what we will do is we'll write a custom index.html page. Okay, and we'll go inside the container and we'll modify this index.html page. Okay, till now what we were doing, we were creating using a Docker file itself. Okay, so that is also we can do using Docker file, create a custom index.html and create a Docker image, custom Docker image. And today we'll see one more method. Okay, just for demo, the best method is using Docker file only. So we went inside the container, we modified the index.html. Okay, and that container itself we saved. Okay, so using this command we'll be saving this. Okay, so what we will do, docker commit. Okay, we'll create a new web server. Okay, this is the existing one. So what we are saying, commit means copy whatever it is inside the my web server into a new container image, that is my web server backup v1. Okay, so there will be two images, one will be with the my web server and the new one with the modified content we'll use using docker commit one more image. Okay, so when we do docker image, we can see there is one more image with my web server backup name. Okay, so this image, okay, again we need to save it as a tar means you can say it is kind of a zip file. One of the format for zip file is .tar. Okay, so what we did, we modified index.html. Okay, custom, then using docker commit. Okay, we created one more image from the running container. This is my web server. Okay, so in the docker images it will show. Okay, and that docker image again we can save it as a tar file, and this tar file can be copied, okay, from one place to another place, and we can untar it. Okay, so to untar it we'll be using this command, docker load. Okay, so this will untar it on the any different system, and we can reuse that image rather than using a container registry. Using this method, okay, we can create a tar image and we can reuse that image. Okay, so let me start the demo. So what I'll do is I'll just see if I have done the cleanup. Okay, I modified the script as well and updated in the document and the first exercise. Okay, so no containers to remove, stop and remove, and no images to remove. It is given properly. So docker ps, everything is clean. Just will cross check docker ps, there is no container running. Okay, and even if in docker images there is nothing, and even there is a no stop container, we have a clean system. Now let's create our first container. Okay, this one. Okay, so we are downloading an httpd image and creating it as a my web server container. Okay, 8081 port I am using. Just to curl, okay, localhost 8081. Okay, so it is showing it works. Now we need to go inside the container and modify this file. Sudo docker exec-it /bin bash. So inside the htdocs, okay, there is index.html file. Okay, we'll modify it. So let's use the same content, my custom HTML app. Now if I do curl, it will reflect immediately. We have a custom HTML app page inside the container my web server. Okay, so now it is a customized container. It is not using the default content. Now we'll have to commit it. Okay, so the command would be this. Commit means create one more copy of it or an image. Okay, so let's check Docker PS. We have a container running and it is running using this image HTTPD. Now what we are saying, for my web server, okay, this one, my web server, you create one more copy as my web server backup v1. Okay, we should not give name backup, but for demo purpose it is required. And now we have one more image, and this image has the modified HTML app index.html. Okay, now the commit is done. We can see it on our Docker images, in Docker images. Okay, now we need to save it as a tar. We need to copy it so that we can move it to some other place if we want, on some other Docker host. Okay, so what we are saying, save it. What needs to be saved? Okay, my web server backup v1 image, and save it as this file .tar. Okay, so if I say ls, okay, we have this file, a backup is created, du -chs, and if we see, its size is 145 MB. Now we'll have to do cleanup or just copy it using WinSCP or FTP or SCP command. Copy it on another host where you already have Docker running, okay, and load it. Okay, the load command will be saying, but as of now we have only one VM. So what we can do, we can just make sure that nothing is running here. We'll just do the cleanup. Docker ps, this container will remove, and this images also will remove. Okay, because we already have a tar, so we don't have any dependency. I'll use my script which does the cleanup, that is removes the containers and images. Okay, so it has deleted, and if I run it again, it will say nothing to remove and to clean up. Just cross check everything is clean. And we need to load it. This is the command. So what we need to load, my web server backup.tar. Okay, but let's see if it is in our current location or not. Yeah, it is there. Okay, so load. If you see that no container is running, there are no images. Okay, now loaded the image. Now inside Docker images, we can see a image is loaded. Okay, and Docker PS will not show anything. Now we can make a container out of it and run it on any port we want. So we will do Docker run. Okay, run in a detached mode. Use a port 8090. Inside the container, it runs on port 80. And now we do not need to give the tar. We need to give a proper image. Okay, my web server backup version v1. Okay, and we can run it. If you do curl localhost 8090, Okay, my custom app. So instead of running locally, we can also copy this star, okay, load it, and we will have the backup restored. Okay, this is very useful command. And what is its alternative? Always build an image and push to the container registry. The container registry will always have the image there, okay, that we have already seen. Okay, so this is another method where we do not want to use the container registry. If you want to do quickly some backup and restore it somewhere else, then we can do this. Okay, so that's it for this Docker backup and restore.